Welcome to Stories at Night, a quiet place to slow down, curl up under a blanket, and let your imagination wander. Some stories will make you smile, some might give you chills, and others will linger like a dream long after the night ends. So dim the lights, get comfortable, and let the story take you away. This is story 4 for Thanksgiving week. It's called Cold Turkey. Thanksgiving morning should have felt warm, festive, peaceful, but Detective Lily Voss drove through the heart of the city with her teeth gritted and her bag already clipped to her belt. The annual Maple Brook Thanksgiving Parade stretched along Main Street, and crowds packed the sidewalks. Waving kids, vendors selling hot cider, families wrapped in scarves and smiles. Lily wasn't smiling. Her phone buzzed nonstop with updates from dispatch, each message more chaotic than the last. 125 units needed for crowd control. Parade route change. Mayor office involved. Suspicious package reported. False alarm. Keep eyes open, Voss. Busy morning. Busy was an understatement. Maple Brook prided itself on hosting one of the state's biggest Thanksgiving parades, and every year brought more people, more noise, more risk. This morning felt different, tense, unsteady, wrong. Lily turned onto Cider Avenue, parking behind a barricade where officers in reflective jackets were directing foot traffic. She stepped out, adjusting her holster and scanning the sea of faces. Cold air bit her cheeks. Music blared from marching band speakers up the street. Sergeant Daniel Riaz waved her over. His expression was grim. "That's your parade face?" Lily asked. "It's my 'we've got a problem already' face." Lily sighed. "Of course we do. What is it?" He lowered his voice. "A call came in at 6 this morning. Woman reported seeing a man acting strange around the parade staging area, looking under floats, filming stuff. She thought he was casing the place." "Did she get an ID?" "No. She says he wore a hood, moved fast, disappeared into the crowd." Lily scanned the street. "Could be nothing." "Or it's not," Ria said. "And with 12,000 people stacked in one corridor, Chief wants eyes everywhere." Fair. But Lily sensed something else, something lying beneath the noise, the music, the cheerful crowd. "Want me to go staging?" Lily asked. "Already covered. I need you at the grandstand." "Why?" Ruiz hesitated. "We found something." Lily frowned. "Found what?" "A body." Her pulse stuttered. "Where?" "In the grandstand, back row, under some blankets." "Looks fresh," Lily swore under her breath. "During the biggest parade of the year." "Happy Thanksgiving," Riaz muttered. They moved fast, past float teams prepping colorful balloons, past dancers rehearsing routines, past families taking selfies in front of the maple leaf banners, towards the grandstand. It was an enormous scaffold of seating facing the main performance route. TV crews were setting up cameras, a local anchor practiced lines with exaggerated enthusiasm, but a small cluster of officers surrounded the back corner. Lily ducked under the tape. The body was slumped against the metal supports, half hidden behind stacked chairs and folded blankets. A plaid blanket covered most of it. Riaz pulled it back gently. Lily stiffened. A young man, 20s maybe, eyes open wide, mouth slightly ajar, no blood on his clothes, no obvious bruising, just a strange pallor, like someone sucked the warmth from his skin. "What do we know?" Lily asked quietly. Officer Hamlin checked his notes. No ID, no wallet, nothing in his pockets, no witnesses. A volunteer found him while grabbing extra programs. Lily crouched. This wasn't a random death, not a heart attack, not exposure. This man's skin had a faint trace of something. Spots. Tiny red punctures near the jaw, the neck, the wrists, barely visible unless you were looking. Lily had seen those before. Drug overdose? Riaz asked. No needle marks, Lily replied. This is something else. Poison? Hamlin suggested. Maybe, but what kind needs injury points like? She froze. A folded scrap of paper was tucked behind the body, half hidden by his coat. Lily pulled on gloves and carefully retrieved it. Riaz leaned in. What is it? The note was small, handwritten, sloppy. Not a random target. 11:45 a.m. Stop the parade or more die. Lily's heart thudded once. Hard. Riaz muttered. You gotta be kidding me. Lily stood abruptly. Chief needs to see this. Hamlin stepped forward. What the hell does that mean? Someone trying to shut down the parade? Looks like someone already took one life to make the point. Riaz glanced at the TV crew setting up further down the grandstand. We can't panic people. We won't, Lily said, pocketing the note. But we can't ignore this either. The deep horn blared 2 blocks away. The parade opening announcement. Lily cursed. We need to act fast. Riaz nodded toward the body. What's our play? Lily's brain shifted into detective mode. 1. Lock down the grandstand perimeter. 2. Call a medical examiner for priority pickup. 3. Sweep every inch of the structure. And 4. She looked back toward the staging area. We find the man the woman saw at 6 a.m. Riaz blew out a breath. Do you think he's tied to this? He's tied to something. Before they could move, dispatch cracked over Riaz's radio. All units, be advised. We received another call. Suspicious package reported near the float staging area. Possible explosive. Lily and Riaz exchanged a look. This is coordinated, Lily said. Riaz tightened his jaw. You take staging. I'll hold grandstand. Lily nodded. Already spent team. The staging zone was a controlled chaos of oversized balloons, themed floats, fire trucks, dancers, and volunteers in matching t-shirts. Officers had cordoned off the area around a novelty turkey float shaped like a 20-foot bud with a goofy hat. Crowds gathered behind the tape, trying to see what was happening. An officer waved Lily in. Detective, it's under the float. Lily ducked beneath the massive turkey structure. Shadows swallowed her as she crawled into the dim space beneath the float frame. A black duffel bag sat dead center on the asphalt, unattended, closed, silent. Bomb squad ETA? Lily called out. 8 minutes, the officer replied, but the parade starts in 10. She crouched carefully. Any other suspicious items? She asked. Nothing so far, but a vendor said he saw a guy messaging around under the here earlier. Hood up, quick. Lily's pulse sharpened. Was it the same man from the earlier sighting? Possibly. Hooded sweater, dark pants, moved like he had a purpose. Of course. Lily studied the bag from a safe angle. Something felt off. It wasn't placed close to the gas canisters, wasn't wired to the float battery, wasn't in a spot that maximized damage. Almost like it was meant to be found. Her mind flashed back to the grandstand note. Stop the parade or more die. Not blow up the parade. Stop it. The package was a threat. A message, a distraction. Clear the area, Lily ordered. Back everyone up another block. Now! Officers moved quickly, ushering people back. Lily stepped carefully around the bag, noticing the tiniest detail, a scrap of paper taped to the side. She leaned closer. A new note. 12:15 p.m. Second warning. You're running out of time, Detective Voss. Her blood chilled. That's directed at me, Lily whispered. Willa. No, not Willa. Lily shoved the name out of her mind. Different story. This threat was personal. Someone knew she'd respond. Someone was taunting her. Someone was escalating. Bond squad arrived seconds later, pushing equipment under the float. Lily stepped back to give them room. The squad leader knelt. This thing is dead cold, meaning it's not a bomb. Tell me that's good news. Sort of. It's a decoy. Lily exhaled slowly. Which means the real threat is somewhere else, the leader finished. One of the officers jogged up, breathless. Detective, a call just came in. Another note was dropped off the mayor's platform. Lily felt a chill crawl up her spine. What does it say? The officer swallowed. It says, 12:45 p.m. Final warning. The next target won't be hidden. Lily didn't hesitate. Ruiz, she barked into her radio. Shut the parade down. More static crackled. Lily, Mayor says no, Ruiz replied, frustrated. He thinks it's just a prank. Lily crunched her jaw. Tell the mayor this is no prank. We have a dead body and a direct threat with a timetable. He's not listening. I don't need permission. I'm shutting it down. She turned to the nearest officer. Find the parade marshal. Get them to reroute everyone to safe zones. Call the chief. Tell him we need emergency authority. The officer nodded and sprinted off. Another wave of noise rippled from the crowd as the marching band began its performance down the street. Too many people, too loud, too chaotic, perfect for murder. Lily turned toward Main Street, heart pounding. If the killer threatened a public hit, they were already in position. She needed eyes. Height, a bird's eye view. She darted between float teams, ignoring shouts and confused glasses. Up ahead, a camera platform towered above the crowd, set up for the local news broadcast. Perfect. She sprinted. The cameraman noticed her climbing the metal steps and shouted, Detective, what's going on? No time, Lily snapped, reaching the top. She spun, scanning the entire parade route. Crowds packed every inch of sidewalk. Floats rolled slowly. Performers danced. Families pressed together for photos. But Lily wasn't looking at them. She was looking for there! A man in a hood, standing completely still in the sea of moving people. Not clapping, not smiling, just watching hers. Her eyes locked on him. He turned, slowly, and walked away from the crowd, slipping between vendor carts toward a narrow alley. Lily's pulse spiked. Got you! She leapt down the stairs, ignoring shouts from crew members, and pushed through the crowd, shoving aside vendors, tourists, performers. Move! She sprinted into the alley. Empty. A single piece of paper lay on the ground. Lily picked it up slowly, her breath caught. Too slow, detective. You can't save everyone. Next target revealed at 1:30. Tick-tock. Lily crumpled the paper, adrenaline firing, hot and vicious. Whoever this was, they were organized, intelligent, careful, and they were enjoying this. She tapped her radio. Ruiz, we're dealing with a serial threat. Coordinated, timed, escalating. I need aerial surveillance. Every camera, every patrol. Rescuers. Copy that. What's the motive? Lily stared down the empty alley. I don't know. Her fists tightened around the note. But I'll find out. Detective Lily shoved the last crumpled note into her pocket and leaned against the alley wall, breath sharp and cold in her chest. The distant sound of drums thumped through Main Street, the parade rolling on despite her warnings. 1:30 p.m. The next deadline. Less than an hour. Stepped back into the sunlight, eyes scanning the chaotic street. Families pressed against barricades. Children waved flags. Performers glittered in sequined costumes. Floats crawled forward in a bright, cheerful line. A perfect hunting ground. Her radio crackled. Voss, this is Chief Braddock. Report. Lily pressed her earpiece. Chief, we have a coordinated threat. One body, one deco bomb, three handwritten notes. The suspect is on foot in the crowd, hooded, male, medium build, and he's probably seen a visual hit at 1:30. Chief hesitated. Are you certain this isn't a prank? The first victim is dead, sir, Lily said sharply. Someone murdered him 2 hours ago. This isn't a joke. Silence. Then, all units proceed with controlled shutdown of the parade. Do not announce it publicly yet. Begin moving floats to side streets. We want this quiet. Finally, Lily exhaled shakily. Copy. Crowds began shifting as police officers subtly redirected them. Some families grumbled, some shrugged and cooperated. No one realized they were moving because a killer was walking among them. Lily scanned rooftops, windows, balconies, alleyways. Where are you? Her earpiece beeped. Boss, Unit 34. Suspicious activity near the Veterans Float, south end of Maine. Lily's pulse spiked. I'm on my way. She shoved through the crowd again, weaving between families and vendors. A kid holding cotton candy stumbled into her, and she gently pushed him back towards his parents. The Thanksgiving parade had always been her sanctuary as a kid. Music, warmth, community. Now it feels like a war zone she couldn't see the enemy in. She reached the south end. The veterans' float was parked. An old military truck decorated with flags. A group of elderly vets stood nearby, confused by the sudden pause in the parade route. An officer waved Lily over. Detective! Oh, teen spotted a guy ducking under the float. Lily crouched and lifted the side tarp. Empty again. But this time, footprints. Fresh. Leading to the other side. Lily followed them, heart hammering. Turning around the corner, the hooded man stood at the end of the side street, looking right at her. Lily froze. He raised one hand slowly, not a threat, but in greeting. Smiling beneath the shadow of his hood, then he bolted. Stop! Lily shouted. She sprinted after him. He cut right. Lily followed. He slid between two stalls. Lily leapt over the table, knocking over bags of kettle corn. The man darted across the pedestrian bridge, weaving between panicked bystanders. Lily pushed through them, adrenaline burning like fire in her chest. Move! Please! He turned sharply into a narrow gap between the bakery and the pharmacy. Lily barreled in. Too late. The alley dead-ended. He was gone. Lily swore violently, checking behind trash bins, crates, ventilation pipes. He had vanished. A woman nearby glanced up from her phone. Oh, Detective Voss, you just missed him. Lily rushed over. You saw him? Yes, he went up the fire escape, she pointed. Lily's head snapped upward. The metal ladder rattled slightly, swinging gently. He climbed to the roof. Of course. Lily grabbed the first rung and climbed. Wind sliced across the roof as Lily pulled herself over the edge. The view stretched far. Rows of cheering crowds. The parade sneaking through the city. Officers dispersing quietly. But the rooftop was empty until, crunch, snow cracked on the opposite edge. He stepped into view. A hooded salute against the skyline. Lily reached for her weapon. Don't move! He didn't run this time. Instead, he lifted both hands calmly. I've been waiting for you, Detective Voss. His voice was low, smooth, controlled. Lily gritted her teeth. Turn around, slowly, he obeyed. His hood fell back slightly, revealing only part of his face. A scar on his left cheek, cold pale eyes. He wasn't afraid, not even a little. What do you want? Lily asked. A conversation, he said simply. About what? The dead man? Yes, he said. He was the first. A message. Lily stepped closer, gun steady. Why kill him? And why the parade? He tilted his head slightly. Because Maplebrook needs to wake up. And nothing wakes people up like fear. The city has nothing To fear, Lily snapped. No, he replied calmly. It has ignorance. You're going to change that. Lily frowned. Me? Oh, yes, he said. This is all about you. Her grip tightened. Explain. He pulled something from his coat pocket. Carefully, slowly, a photograph. He tossed it onto the snow-covered roof. Lily picked it up. Her blood turned cold. It was her, standing beside a crime scene, one from 2 years ago. The Maplebrook family massacre, a case she never solved, a case that haunted her every night. The man smiled faintly. Recognition. Good. Lily's breath shook. What does this have to do with you? Everything, he said softly. Your failure that night cost lives. She swallowed. I did everything I could. We never found the suspect. Oh, but we did, he replied. Her breath stopped. What? Your suspect was found 7 months ago, he paused. Dead. Lily blinked. Impossible. He nodded. Shot execution style. Tortured first. Killed for information. Lily's stomach twisted violently. You. Correct, he said, smiling. I killed him. Lily stepped back, horror rising. Why? Because he wasn't the mastermind, the man whispered. Just a pawn. Like the man in the parade this morning. Lily's voice cracked. You killed an innocent man? Innocent? He scoffed. No, a co-conspirator, a helper, a recruiter. Recruiting for who? For the same group behind the massacre, he said. And what group is that? She demanded. He leaned forward slowly. The same one operating today. Lily stiffened. You're saying they're active again? Oh, they never stopped, he whispered. And they're planning something big. Lily's fingers curled around her gun. What? He grinned. You'll find out around 1:30. The world seemed to tilt. Lily raised her gun. You're not going anywhere. He shook his head. Yes, I am. Then he stepped forward off the edge. Lily's heart stopped. No! She lunged, too late, and looked over the side. He wasn't on the ground at all. A balcony awning swung slightly below. He had landed and vanished into the crowd. Gone again. Lily pressed her shaking hand to her forehead. 1:30 p.m. A new attack, a new target, and now she knew. This wasn't random. This wasn't about the parade. This wasn't even about fear. Her radio cracked violently. Voss, we got a situation! High priority! Lily snapped her focus back. What is it? Crowds are panicking in front of City Hall. Someone screamed and collapsed. Blood everywhere. Reports of a possible shooter. Lily bolted for the fire escape. Dispatch, she barked. What's the time? 1:29. She swore. The killer kept his promise. Lily sprinted down main town, pushing through crowds as they stampeded away from City Hall. Officers yelled directions. Ambulances rolled in. Barriers fell. When Lily reached the front steps, she froze. A woman lay on the ground, blood spreading beneath her coat. Two paramedics knelt beside her, working frantically. A gunshot? Lily asked. One medic shook his head, pale. No, something else. He lifted the woman's collar slightly. Lily's breath caught. Puncture marks. The same as the body at the grandstand. Poison, Lily whispered. The medic nodded. Fast acting. Was struggling to stabilize her. Her eyes started to the cement. A note lay folded neatly beside the victim. No one had touched it yet. Lily snapped on a glove and picked it up. One line. Next target, Detective Lily Voss, 2 p.m. Lily's stomach dropped. The killer's next victim was her. Detective Lily stared at the note in her gloved hand, the words blurring for a heartbeat as adrenaline surged through her veins. Next target, Detective Lily Voss, 2 p.m. The ground seemed to tilt beneath her boots. She wasn't hunting a killer anymore. She was on his kill list. Ruaz rushed towards her, face pale. Lily? What happened? Is that another note? What does it say? Lily folded the paper and shoved it into her pocket. Since I'm next. His eyes widened. What? Today? He's gonna target you today? She nodded. When? 2. Ruiz swore under his breath. It's 1:38. Right. 22 minutes. 22 minutes until the hooded ghost we'd been dancing through the city all morning made his move. Ruiz grabbed her arm. We're pulling you out of the field. She yanked her arm free. Absolutely not. Lily! I'm not hiding! She snapped. If he wants me dead, I won't give him the satisfaction of cowering. I want this bastard car. Ruiz excelled sharply. Then we need a plan that doesn't involve you getting shot, poisoned, or blown up. Lily surveyed the chaos around City Hall. The injured woman was being loaded into an ambulance, her face pale, lips blue. Officer blocked off the street. Sirens wailed in every direction. The killer wasn't afraid of crowds, or police, or cameras. He was confident, controlled. He had a timetable, a purpose, and a reason. Lily took a breath. Riaz, the killer told me something. His brows frowned. Talk to you? On the rooftop, he said. He confronted me. Jesus Christ, Lily! He told me the suspect from Maplebrook family massacre, my unsolved case, was killed months ago. Tortured. Executed. Riaz stared. The homicide was never reported. I know. Who the hell would have done that? Lily swallowed. He claims he did. Riaz grabbed her shoulders. You need to tell the chief. Later, Lily muttered. Right now, we need to figure out why he's turning everything back to that case. Riz looked at her like she was insane. He's tying it back to you. She didn't respond. She didn't need to, because she already knew it. Something about the massacre case still haunted her. Something she must have missed. Something the killer believed only she could uncover. Doc Detective Voss. Her jaw clenched. Riz sighed heavily. Okay. You want a plan? Fine. We keep you moving. No fixed position. No predictable route. We stay surrounded by officers. The killer thrives on chaos, so we minimize his opportunities. Good, Lily said. And I need eyes on every sniper point, every rooftop, every alley. Her radio crackled violently. All units, be advised. Shots fired at the North Market. Multiple victims down. Suspect wearing dark clothing fleeing on foot. Lily froze. Market. 2 blocks away. Riz cursed. He's escalating and he's close. Lily was already running. The moment Lily arrived, she knew the killer had planned this attack precisely. The North Market Square was a nightmare. Overturned tables, broken glass, people bleeding on the pavement, others sobbing behind broken produce stands. Officers had already formed a perimeter. Lily pushed through the crowd. Where's the shooter? An officer pointed down a narrow lane between fire escapes. He ran that way. 2 shots, then gone. Lily sprinted. Her breath tore at her lungs. She skidded around the corner and stopped dead. Another note was pinned to the bulletin board. Stabbed there with small folding knife. She ripped it free. Detective Voss, you're getting warmer. You're still too far behind. Follow the trail, or more will fall. She crushed the note in her fist, fury boiling. Rue is caught up, panting. Lily, you can't run off alone. You're the target. Exactly, Lily snapped. That means he wants me to follow him. That's what he wants, Rhea said. It doesn't mean you should. Lily scanned the alley. Trash bins, old posters, fire escapes, dumpsters. Something glittered under one of the dumpsters. She ducked down and pulled it free. A wallet. Ruiz raised an eyebrow. A clue? She opened it slowly and watched, and her stomach dropped. Inside was police ID. Her police ID. From 3 years ago. Ruiz stiffened. What the hell? Lily swallowed hard. This was stolen from my locker during the massacre case. I filed a report. It was never recovered. Which means our guy broke into the police station? Or someone else gave it to him. She flipped the ID over. A new message was scratched into the plastic. Look deeper. You missed him once. Don't miss him twice. Her breath caught. A noise echoed above, metal clattering. Lily snapped upward, gun raised. A salute darted across the rooftop, sprinting towards the next building. Rose cursed, "That's him!" Lily doesn't hesitate. She ran for the fire escape. Lily climbed the ladder faster than she'd ever moved in her life, boots clinging against the metal. Cold wind hit her face as she rolled onto the rooftop. The hooded man was 50 yards away, sprinting across the gravel surface. "Stop!" Lily shouted. He didn't even slow. She took off after him, lungs burning. He leapt over a ventilation unit. She followed. He vaulted a narrow gap between buildings. Lily barely cleared it, landing hard on her knees. He ran along the edge, light and fast, like he'd memorized every rooftop in the city. Lily kept up, adrenaline sharpening every breath. He turned suddenly, moving toward the opposite edge of the building, then disappeared. Lily skidded to a halt. A skylight. She peered down. The killer dropped into the building below, an old office structure. She drew her gun and jumped after him, landing on carpeted floor. He was gone. Again. Lily scanned the dim interior. Desk, cubicles, filing cabinets. Her radio cracked. "Voss, where the hell are you? It's 1:52. 8 minutes until she was supposed to die. Lily took a slow breath. "I'm inside a building off North Market. The suspect is here." "Backup is en route," Rios said. "Do not engage alone." "Too late," Lily whispered. She moved forward, gun raised. A soft tapping sound echoed down the hall. Tap, 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 like a finger drumming. Lily followed it cautiously. She turned the corner and froze. A line of photographs were arranged on the floor. Dozens of them. Everyone taken from outside her apartment, outside her gym, outside her favorite diner, outside her precinct. Months worth. Her heart pounded so loudly she couldn't hear anything else. He's been watching her. For a long time. She stepped closer. Something else sat on the middle of the photo spread. Phone. Her phone. Stolen 2 years ago during the massacre investigation. It buzzed. A call. Block number. Lily answered, gun steady. "What do you want?" she growled. His voice came through the speaker, soft and close. "I want you to finally see the truth." Lily swallowed. "Which is?" "That massacre wasn't random." Lily's chest tightened. "I know that." "You don't know the half of it," he said. "You think it was one killer, a lone psychopath?" "No." He paused. "It was a test run." Lily's skin prickled. "Test for what?" "For the real event." Her breath froze. "Today," he whispered. Lily's mind spun. "You're lying." "No," he said. "They're waiting, detective. Watching. Preparing." Lily shook her head. "What group? Who's behind this?" He laughed quietly. "You've walked past them 100 times. Worked beside them. Trusted them." Lily's pulse spiked. "What are you talking about?" He lowered her voice to a whisper. "Conspirators inside your own apartment." The floor fell out from under her. Her vision tunneled. "No, no, that wasn't impossible. Impossible." And yet, the old case, missing evidence, lost reports, blocked leads, vanished suspects, unsolved murders, people who knew things suddenly resigning or transferring, pieces clicked into place in a terrifying cascade. Her knees almost buckled. "You're lying," she whispered. "If I were lying," he said softly, "you wouldn't be marked for death." She clenched her jaw. "You expect me to believe you're some kind of vigilante?" "Hardly. I'm the cleanup crew. You're the detective who got too close. You almost uncovered the network during the massacre case." Her stomach twisted violently. No, she hadn't been close at all. Had she? "You did what you always do," he said. "You followed the evidence. You asked too many questions. They couldn't have that." Her hand shook. She forced herself to speak. "Who are you?" He paused. "Someone they trained," he said quietly. "Someone they discarded. Someone who finally sees the truth." Her breath caught. "And all these people dying today? They're part of the network," he said simply. "Every victim, every target. And me? She asked softly, her voice barely a whisper. He exhaled softly. You're the loose end. Lily's heart pounded so violently it hurt. Her watch beeped once. 1:59. He spoke one final line. 2 o'clock, detective. The line clicked dead. In the distance, somewhere outside, a sound echoed through the city. A muffled pop. A scream. Then sirens. Lily bolted for the window. She smashed through the window, sprinted down the hall, and burst back onto the street, just in time to see smoke rising from the direction of the parade disband zone. Ruiz's voice crackled over the radio. Panicked. Boss, we have multiple down. Suspected gas release. Unknown substance. Officers collapsing. Get out of there! Lily's breath caught. The killer hadn't attacked her. Not yet. He'd hit the police. Her police. Her department. Her colleagues. This wasn't a game anymore. This was war. Smoke rolled through the disband zone like creeping fog, pale green drifting low to the pavement. Officers stumbled out of the cloud, choking, clutching their throats, collapsing onto the asphalt. Children screamed, parents dragged them away. Sirens wailed louder and louder as paramedics rushed in. Lily ran towards the chaos, heart punching against her ribs. Clear the area, she shouted, shoving people back. Move! Move! Get away from the smoke! 2 EMTs were already pulling unconscious officers into the safe zones. Ruiz knelt beside one of them, pressing down on the man's chest, his face stricken. Ruiz, Lily yelled. What happened? He coughed once, waving her back. Chemical dispersal. Popped out of a utility grate when the parade route closed. At least 8 officers down. Civilians, too. Lily stared at the greenish haze curling around the ground. Not a bomb. Not a shooter. Not poison needles this time. A gas attack. He wasn't just terrorizing the city. He wasn't just sending messages. He was crippling the police. Her police. Ruiz staggered up, eyes burning. Hazmat units are en route. We need mask and containment. Now! Lily shoved her sleeve over her mouth and nose. How many exposures? Too many, Ruiz rasped. The stuff hit hard. Fast. Symptoms are neurologically. The first few seconds, confusion, seizures, respiratory collapse. Another officer convulsed on the ground, foam bubbling from his lips. Lily knelt, checking his pulse. Weak, very weak, her stomach twisted. What the hell kind of gas is this? She muttered. Bruce shook his head. Not commercial, not household. This is synthesized. Of course it was. The killer wasn't just planning some theoretical stunt. He was executing a strategy, unraveling the city's defenses one step at a time. And he had help. Inside help. Her phone buzzed. An unknown number. Text message. Lily opened it with shaking fingers. You're close, detective, but not close enough. Check your precinct. Your traitor is waiting. Lily froze. Traitor? Her precinct. U.S. saw the expression. What is it? We have a mole. What? One of ours, Lily said, forcing the horror down. The killer said the network is inside the department. He just sent me a message. Ruiz grabbed her arm. You think that's legit? I think all of this is tied to the massacre case I worked. And if the suspect was killing months ago, not reported, not investigated, that means someone was covering it up. Ruiz paled. You're saying Maplebrook PD is compromised. I'm saying, Lily whispered, we need to get to the front seat. Right now. Ruiz nodded sharply. Let's go. They drove fast, sirens on, cutting through traffic, bypassing cordons as ambulances rushed towards the disband zone. Lily gripped the wheel tightly enough that her knuckles bleached. Her mind wasn't racing, it was narrowly focusing. Someone inside the precinct was linked to the massacre. Someone had leaked her location to the killer. Someone had sheltered him, perhaps even trained him. Someone close. Too close. The precinct building was eerily calm compared to the chaos outside. Officers moved briskly in and out, unaware of the full unfolding conspiracy. Lily stormed inside. Dispatchers looked up from the monitors. Chief Bradrock stepped out of his office. Boss! Ruiz! I heard about the attack. What's going on out there? Lily stopped walking. Chief, we need to talk in private. What? Now! She pushed the door into his office. Ruiz shut it behind them. Braddock frowned deeply. Talk. Lily paced once, then turned sharply. I'm being targeted, personally. The killer is connected to the Maplebrook family massacre. Braddock stiffened. That place is cold. Cold. No, Lily said. It was smothered. Rez looked between them. Chief, you're saying we have a mole. Braddock's face hardened. A mole inside our department? Detective, it's a serious accusation. Someone stole my ID during the massacre investigation, Lily snapped. It resurfaced today in the hands of the killer. He knew details only an officer would know. He also told me the original suspect was killed months ago, with marks indicating interrogation. Braddock froze. Actually froze. A small, subtle twitch ran through his hand. Lily's stomach twisted. Chief, she said quietly, did you know the suspect was dead? Braddock exhaled slowly. Detective, I need you to stay calm, Rapal said. Why? She whispered. Because you're not the only one who knows things, Braddock said carefully. There are currents in the city you don't fully understand. You were never supposed to. Ruiz stepped forward, tense. Chief, what the hell are you talking about? Braddock rubbed his eyes. Ruiz, boss, listen to me. There are forces, groups that have been trying to destabilize Maplebrook PD for years. They infiltrate and manipulate cases. The massacre wasn't random, but neither is today. Lily felt a chill creep up her spine. Who's behind it? Who is the killer working for? Braddock hesitated. Then the window behind him shattered. Bullets tore through the office. Down! Ruiz yelled, tackling Lily to the floor. Braddock dove behind his desk. Glass exploded across the room. Papers flew. A bullet thunked into the wall an inch above Lily's head. Then, silence. Lily rolled onto her stomach, aiming at the broken window. A figure in a dock hood sprinted across the adjacent rooftop. The killer. He followed her here. Ruiz cursed. He's trying to kill you right inside headquarters. Braddock peeked around his desk. What the hell? Lily was already moving. She bolted out of the office, down the hall, up the emergency stairs to the rooftop. Wind slapped her face as she burst onto the roof. She scanned quickly. There, a figure leaping across the roofs, heading towards the parking structure. Lily sprinted across the rooftop, but boots hammering on the tar. Stop! She screamed. The figure didn't stop. Instead, he turned and fired three shots. Lily dove behind a chimney vent. Bullets cracked concrete inches from her. She returned the fire twice, one bullet sparking off metal near the suspect's foot. He kept moving, scaling the ledge effortlessly. Ruiz burst onto the roof behind her. Which way? Parking structure, Lily yelled. They ran. The killer reached the next building, an older apartment complex, and disappeared behind a ventilation tower. Lily skidded to a stop at the edge of the roof, 100-foot drop, but a maintenance ladder hung partway down. She grabbed it and swung over. Ruiz shouted, Lily, wait! Too late. Lily hit the asphalt hard, sprinted across the parking deck. The killer's footsteps echoed somewhere ahead. Gun drawn, she moved carefully between the rows of cars. Then, a shadow shifted behind a pickup truck. Lily spun. I see you! The hooded man stepped out, calm, unhurried, gun in one hand. Hello, detective. Drop the weapon, Lily ordered. He tilted his head. You still don't understand. Understand what? He smiled faintly. That you're not the only one being hunted? He tossed something at her, a file folder. It landed at her feet. She glanced down, her breath caught. Case file 1487. Maplebrook Family Massacre. Restricted. Confidential. She had never seen this version. I wasn't done investigating that case, the killer said softly, but someone in your department was. They shut it down. Buried evidence, removed witnesses, eliminated suspects. Lily stared at him. Why tell me all this? Because you deserve to know the truth before they kill you? Her pulse skipped. They? She whispered. He nodded slowly. The people behind me. Behind the massacre. Behind everything today. She tightened her grip on her gun. So tell me, who are they? He stepped closer. They call themselves the Harvest Syndicate. Lily blinked. What? They infiltrated Maplebrook PD decades ago. He said of politicians, officers, judges, business owners, they operate in the shadows, using chaos to destabilize the city, eliminate threats, and manipulate power. Lily's heart pounded in disbelief and sickening realization. They killed the family, he said. They killed the suspect who helped them. They killed others you never knew about. And today, he paused, they have a new target. Who? Lily whispered. You, he said. Lily's breath shook. And the gas attack? She asked. Was that them too? Yes, he said. A demonstration. They needed the department weakened, confused, vulnerable. Lily's voice dropped. For what? He looked her dead in the eyes. For the real event. Which is? He smiled, a cold, grim smile. The parade attack was just smoke. The grass was a distraction. The real event begins at 3 p.m. Lily staggered. What event? He gestured toward the distant skyline. There's a charity gala at the Maplebrook Civic Center this afternoon. Lily froze. Her stomach turned to ice. Governor Langston was attending. Congresswoman Vale, the mayor, half the city council, donors, business leaders, hundreds of people. Perfect high-value targets. They're going to assassinate everyone, Lily whispered. The man nodded. A power vacuum. They want Maplebrook in chaos, and they want you dead, so you can't stop them. Lily raised her gun. Then why are you telling me? He took a slow breath. Because I'm not with them anymore? She hesitated. His voice softened. I was recruited in the military, trained, tasked with eliminating loose ends. He swallowed. You were supposed to be one of them. Lily winked. Why wasn't I? He closed his eyes for a moment. Because I watched you work. I watched you try to save people. I watched you fight for victims. The world forgot. I chose not to kill you. He opened his eyes. And that made me a target, too. This time she saw truth in his voice. And something else. Guilt. Lily lowered her gun slightly. So now what? She asked. You expect me to trust you? No, he said simply. I expect you to stop them. And you? I'll buy you time. He turned suddenly, firing 2 shots behind her. She spun. 3 men in tactical gear lay on the ground, guns still warm in their hands. Whoever they were, they weren't police. Go, detective, he whispered urgently. Stop the attack. Come with me, Lily said. Help me stop the syndicate. He shook his head. They'll expect you, he said, but they won't expect me. He backed away. Run, Lily. She hesitated, then turned around and sprinted. Her radio cracked. Officers down at Civic Center. Reports of gunfire. Multiple hostiles in body armor. Lily didn't slow. Riaz, she shouted. We're under coordinated attack. The Syndicate is real. They're moving now. Riaz's voice cracked with panic. Where are you? On my way, Lily said, breath ragged. Tell everyone. Brace for war. She raced to the car, tires screeching as she peeled out of the parking structure. Behind her, gunshots echoed across the rooftop. Then silence. Lily gripped the wheel tight. She didn't know if the hooded man lived or died, but she knew this syndicate wasn't done, and she was the only one left who could stop them. The real event was beginning. Detective Lily drove like hell. Her cruiser howled down Grant Boulevard, lights flashing, waving through stalled Thanksgiving traffic as radiator chatter exploded in her ears. Multiple shooters inside the Civic Center. Fire alarms triggered, sprinklers malfunctioning. We have government dignitaries pinned inside a ballroom. A. Officers on scene requesting immediate backup. Hostiles in tactical gear. Every transmission made her stomach tighten further. This wasn't an attack. It was an execution plan. And the syndicate was minutes away from killing half the leadership in Maplebrook. Lily skidded around the final turn and slammed to a stop outside the Civic Center. The scene was carnage. Shattered glass littered the stairs, smoke spilled out of the broken doors. People screamed as they ran from the building. Ice, heels snapping, children wailing, men dragging injured coworkers. Gunshots echoed from inside, rhythmic and controlled, tactical, military grade. Ruiz sprinted towards Lily as she walked up the stairs. Finally, Lily, thank God! This is a full-scale assault. Where are they concentrated? Lily demanded. Ballroom A. They sealed the doors from inside. We can't get in without explosives. Spot is 10 minutes out. Too long, Lily muttered. What about side access? Raz pointed. Maintenance corridor on the west side. We tried entering. 3 officers went down immediately. Then I'll go alone. Raz grabbed her arm hard. Lily, you're the target. They want you inside. I know, she said, and I need to know why. She jerked her arm free and ran down the side steps. Raz shouted after her, Wait for backup! But she didn't stop. The west hallway was dark. The emergency lights flickered, casting eerie red pulses along the walls. Water dripped down from sprinklers that had vanished into silence mid-cycle, soaking the carpet. Lily stepped carefully, gun drawn. Shell casings littered the floor. Too many. Her boot nudged something soft. Officer, unconscious, still breathing. His partner lay further down the hall, unmoving. Lily checked him. Pulse strong. No bullet wounds. Gas. Syndicate was using the same chemical agent they deployed at the parade disband zone. She pulled her sleeve up over her mouth. A low voice drifted from the end of the corridor. Move to position. 2 minutes until sweep. Sweep. Lily pressed herself to the wall. 3 men in tactical gear moved down the hall, weapons sleek and black, not police issue. They wore no insignia, no identifying patches, just matte armor and precision movements. Syndicate. They stopped near a security door leading to the backstage area of Ballroom A. One of them spoke into his calm. Group 1 is in place. Group 2 has secured the west wing. Group 3 preparing breach. Begin countdown. Lily inhaled sharply. They were seconds away from killing everyone in the ballroom. She stepped quietly, positioning herself behind a marble column as the men spread out. Her heart became a drum. 3 hostels, narrow hallway, cover limited. A bad setup, but she didn't have time to wait. She counted to 3 silently, then moved. Fast, silent, deadly. Lily spun out from behind the column, firing once, hitting the first man in the shoulder. He spun and fell. gun clattering across the floor. The second man reacted instantly. Raising his rifle, Lily grabbed the first hostile fallen weapon, slid across the floor, and fired upward into the man's thigh. He screamed, collapsing. The third hostile aimed squarely at Lily's head. She lunged behind a pillar as bullets splintered it. Detective Voss, the man shouted, his voice distorted behind his mask. We knew you'd come. How touching, Lily shouted back. 3-on-1 and you still can't hit me. He snarled and unloaded another burst. Lily waited for the pause and fired. One breath, another. Now! She dove sideways, rolled, and fired twice. The man dropped, gasping, as the bullets punctured his armor. Lily exhaled shakily. 3 down. No time to linger. Sprinted for the security door and swiped her stolen old ID badge across the lock. It wasn't valid anymore, but the panel beeped green, and the lock clicked open. Her breath caught. The killer hadn't just stolen her ID, he'd coded it. He wanted her inside. The service hallway behind Ballroom A was chaos. Overturned catering trays, broken glasses, toppled tables, while fire smoldered near a stack of linens. Lily moved carefully, gun aimed ahead. Voices echoed from the ballroom stage. Ready the detonators. Hostages secured. Governor is in position. Lily tensed. Syndicate wasn't just planning a shooting. They were planning to bomb the building. She slipped behind a curtain, peeking onto the raised stage. Her blood ran cold. Ballroom A was packed with terrified hostages, politicians, donors, staff, families. Armed syndicate operatives lined the walls, watching them closely. A man in a suit and tactical earpiece stood in the stage, speaking quietly into a radio. Lily froze. Chief Braddock? No, 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 no! Her chest tightened painfully. Ruiz's voice rang in her mind. He said the department was infiltrated. Someone close. Someone you trusted? Bedrock spoke calmly, professionally. Yes, gas has weakened PD response. Exits are sealed. We begin the purge on my command. Purge. Her chief was one of them. Lily almost staggered out of cover in shock. Bedrock turned slightly, revealing a small detonator clipped to his belt. Lily's breath caught. He wasn't just part of the syndicate. He was leading the operation. Lily forced herself to stay hidden, swallowing the bile rising in her throat. She trusted him. He mentored her. He protected her. He almost got her killed. Bedrock continued. Yes, she's inside the building. Good. The loose end will be tied up with the rest. Her throat tightened. She was right. She was never meant to survive this day. Shadow moved behind her. Lily spun, gun barrel to her forehead. Another syndicate operated. He shoved her backward into the wall, his weight crushing against her throat. Well, well, he hissed. The infamous Detective Voss. You were supposed to die 2 cases ago. Lily clawed at his wrist, oxygen burning. He chuckled. Do you know how much trouble you caused us? Evidence leads revived, witnesses protected. She slammed her knee up, smashing into his thigh. He grunted. She elbowed his ribs hard. He tightened his grip around her throat, lifting her slightly off the ground. Struggle all you want, he sneered. You're done. Her vision blurred. Stars danced. She reached down, fingers brushing the small emergency knife she kept strapped to her boot. Flicked it open and jabbed it into the side of his knee. He screamed, collapsing. Lily dropped to the floor, gasping and slapping her gun barrel into his temple. He passed out cold. She shoved him behind a catering rack and burst back to the curtains. On stage, Braddock addressed the operatives. Three explosions, sequential, ballroom floor first, then lobby, then exits. No survivors. Lily felt sick. Stepped onto the stage quietly, aiming her gun at the back of his head. Put the detonator down. Braddock froze, and turned slowly. Detective Voss, he said calmly. I expected you earlier. Lily's hands trembled with fury. You were Syndicate this entire time? He smiled faintly. For 23 years. Her stomach turned. You killed those people in Maplebrook Massacre. Not personally, Braddock said, but I authorized it. Lily gritted her teeth. Why? Because they were threats, Braddock said. They knew something they shouldn't, just like you. Lily's voice dropped into a deadly whisper. I should kill you right now. He raised an eyebrow. Would that save the hostages? Her fingers twitched. Let me guess, she said. The explosives are dead men switch. He grinned. Correct? She couldn't shoot him. Not yet. He stepped closer. You were supposed to join us, Lily. She stiffened. Never. You were loyal, competent, driven. You had potential. She sighed heavily. But you were weak, always caring about victims, always chasing justice. Pathetic. Lily's breath shook. You disgust me. Bedrock shrugged. You were given a chance to ascend, detective, to rise above the sheep. Instead, you decided to stand with them. He smiled coldly. So you'll die with them. He raised the detonator. A gunshot shattered the air. Braddock jerked violently and fell to his knees. A bullet through his shoulder. Billy spun towards the source and saw him, the hooded man, standing in the balcony seating above, alive, bleeding from one arm, gun smoking. He shouted, Take him now, Lily! For 1 second, only one, Lily felt everything sharpen, align, focus. She tackled Braddock, ripping the detonator from his grip and smashing it against the stage floor. Operatives around the room panicked. Gunfire erupted. Chaos exploded through the ballroom. Lily rolled, grabbing Braddock's collar and dragged him behind the podium. Braddock hissed in pain. You can't stop this. Lily pistol whipped him hard, knocking him unconscious. Above, the hooded man called out, The charges are in the ceiling grids, over the hostages. Go! Lily sprinted across the catwalk to the access ladder. Bullets cut through the air. The hooded man fired cover shots. 3 hostiles down. Another retreated. Lily climbed the ladder and crawled into the ceiling grid. The bombs were right there, small, sophisticated, linked. Severed the wires with trembling fingers, one by one, 5 in total. From below, the operative spotted her and opened fire. The hooded man leapt from the balcony railing onto him, tackling the hostile to the ground. Lily cut the last wire and kicked the device away. It's done, she shouted. Then silence. The Syndicate operatives either fled, fell, or surrendered after their leader was captured. Officers finally stormed in through the front and back. Once sprinkler and gas alarms were reset, Ruiz burst through the doors a moment later, shouting, Lily! She stumbled out from behind a curtain. He grabbed her, pulling her into a tight brace. Your life, holy God, I thought. She pulled away, breath shaking. The bombs are disarmed. Braddock's in custody. Ruse blinked. The chief? You're kidding. Lily closed her eyes. I wish I was. Officers moved swiftly to secure the scene and free the hostages. Paramedics rushed to help the wounded. Ruiz shook his head as he looked at Braddock being dragged out in handcuffs. I can't believe it. Lily looked towards the balcony, but the hooded man was gone, vanished, like a ghost. He'd save her again, but he wasn't done. This wasn't over, not by a long shot. Civic Center was a war zone, but the bombs were disarmed, the hostages were safe, the Syndicate strike team was scattered or dead, and Chief Braddock, The man Lily once trusted was now zip-tied to a steel interrogation chair in a holding room at the precinct. Detective Lilly stood behind the one-way mirror, staring at him through the glass. He sat perfectly still, posture rigid, expression calm, despite the blood soaking his shoulder. The medic had patched him. But that was all he got. Ruiz stood beside her. You ready? No, Lily admitted. But I'm going in anyways. He hesitated. Lily, don't let him get in your head. He's been in my head for months, Lily said. Maybe years. Today ends that. She stepped into the interrogation room. Braddock slowly lifted his eyes. Detective Vossi smiled faintly. You look exhausted. Lily didn't sit. You're going to tell me everything, she said. About the syndicate, about the massacre, about the families, about the gas attacks, about the parade, about the gala. Now. Braddock leaned back as far as his restraints allowed. You still think this is about the city, he said calmly. It's never about Maplebrook. Then what was it? Lily snapped. Evolution, Braddock said. A necessary evolution. When a city rots, you prune it. When people stand in the way of progress, you remove them. Lily's jaw tightened. Murdered innocent people. Innocence is a matter of perspective, Braddock said softly. Think the politicians in that ballroom were innocent? Donors? Half of them funded the syndicate. The other half covered for us. Lily froze. What? She whispered. Braddock nodded. The syndicate isn't a shadow cabal of 5 men in ski masks. It's hundreds of people. Judges, CEOs, legislators, police chiefs, he smirked. Even some detectives. Lily's blood ran cold. He didn't mean her, but he meant someone else. Someone inside the department besides him. Who? Lily demanded. Who else is Syndicate inside PD? Braddock's smile sharpened. You really haven't figured it out? Lily didn't blink. Braddock's leaned forward slightly. The reason you were a problem, Lily, was because you wouldn't bend. His eyes flicked towards the mirror. And Reeves? Well, he bent easily. Lily's breath caught. Her stomach twisted violently. No, she whispered. Detective Reyes, Braddock said smoothly, fed us information for years. He buried evidence, redirected leads. He ensured the massacre case died on your desk. Lily clenched her fist. You're lying. Am I? Braddock murmured. Why do you think your case files went missing? Why did your witness suddenly vanish? Why did your ID disappear? Why did no one believe you when you argued the massacre wasn't random? Her chest tightened. She wasn't wrong. Those things had happened. But Riaz had been at her side all day. Riaz had risked his life. Riaz nearly died. Braddock smirked as her silence grew. He was one of them, until someone else approached him. Lily blinked. Who? Braddock tilted his head. The man in the hood. Lily's pulse spiked. You recruited him, she whispered. No, Braddock said. We created him. She shivered. He was one of our assets. A cleaner, a tracker, a hunter. He paused. But he defected. He broke protocol. He refused to eliminate a target. Lily remembered the rooftop conversation. I chose not to kill you. Her breath stilled. He refused, Braddock said. To kill you, Lily. Her voice closed. Why? She whispered. Braddock shrugged. From yourself. Took a deep step closer, eyes like fire. You told me Ruiz was Syndicate. You're lying to break me. Braddock's arched a brow. Check his transfer history. Check which cases he accidentally mishandled. Check his bank accounts. Lily stiffened. He wouldn't say that. Not unless she knew could verify it. And if he was Syndicate, she said carefully, why help me today? Because the hooded man convinced him, Braddock said. You inspire loyalty in the weak. He turned Riaz years ago, pulled him out, severed his ties to us. Joe ran through Lily. Riaz had worked for them? Had been rescued by this hooded man? Her chest tightened painfully. Braddock leaned back again. The hooded man loved you, detective, in his own fractured way. It's ironic. We trained him to kill for us, and he chose the one person we needed dead the most. Lily's pulse roared. No, she whispered. Braddock smiled. Yes? Thank you for listening to Cold Turkey. This is going to be part 1 of a 2-part series of the Syndicate. Thank you for spending part of your evening with Stories at Night. I hope tonight's tale took you somewhere new. Maybe it made you smile, stirred a memory, or sent a pleasant chill down your spine. These stories remind us that even when the world grows quiet, imagination stays wide awake, whispering, laughing, and dreaming right alongside us. New stories arrive here 2 times a week, each one a little different, each one its own escape. So when you're ready to unwind again, come back, get cozy, and let the next story take you away. Until then, rest well, dream deeply, and keep listening to Stories at Night.